Welcome to Let's Talk About It. A podcast gives a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. Please subscribe, like, comment, enjoy this journey, and enjoy this ride. Welcome to this week's episode. Welcome everybody to Let's Talk About It, a podcast that gives a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. First, before I introduce my guests, I would like to thank all the subscribers who have subscribed to this podcast. For anybody new who is looking at it for the first time, thank you so much. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Give a like, give a comment about what you saw, about anything that you've learned. We're trying to build this podcast to be successful and bring brand new stories and journeys like this amazing one today. Thank you so much for this right here. Now, let's get to my guests. My guests, I first saw on, I think I saw on TikTok first, then Instagram. She is a fitness trainer, a very, very good one. Now, she is a NASM, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine, CPT. That's a certified personal trainer. Okay. Now, the National Academy of Sports Medicine is among the well-known most of personal training and getting a certificate in the industry. Is number one in the country in becoming a certified personal trainer. The average passing rate to pass is 65%. So all the people who tried to be a personal trainer through this well-known company here failed. This person did not. She's amongst the 65%. Okay, she is a kettlebell trainer, which we're going to learn a lot about kettlebells today. She has her own business, Build and Burn, which we're going to also find out today with her amazing clients that she deals with. She's a living kidney donor. She has an amazing story with that right there. She is my Taylor Swift lookalike, Miss Cindy Berry. Cindy, how are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please comment and please agree with me that she is a Taylor Swift lookalike. I'm telling you right now. Cindy, let's start off here, right? Before you get into your journey, because you got an amazing journey, because we all have journeys to be where we are today, because you're a very, very successful certified personal trainer, great clientele. When I said in the intro that only 65% passed that course, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means you hustled, you studied, you worked hard, you did what you were supposed to do. And sometimes, test taking can be hard for some, and that happens. The test is very hard.
And we're going to get into that later on. Now, you have an amazing story, so I'm going to give it off to you, but we talked briefly about a little bit about your story. I know, you're in South Carolina now, but you was born in Ohio. So let's start off with something to where, how'd your journey begin to where you are today?
My journey began when my brother got sick. My brother got sick and needed a kidney donor. And I was not in the best of health. Whoa. I went from being an athlete in high school, running and doing all kinds of athletic activities, to where I hit a point to where I didn't prioritize myself. And the weight came on. And there are other things, that go along with when you gain weight and things happening in your life.
Yeah.
So that was a point that motivated me to get my health straight so I could help my brother.
Wow. Now, what was wrong with his kidney? Anything specific?
He went into total kidney failure. Went to the hospital sick and found out he was in total kidney failure.
Wow. So when you found this out, and you wasn't in the best shape or whatever, but when you found this out, like what was your first reaction when you learned about it?
Well, when I first learned about it, I looked up everything the doctors were telling him was going on. I looked into what they were talking about with kidney donation. I actually reached out to a coordinator at Ohio State that was over his transplant. You know, either he gets one from a living donor or non-living donor, and
Okay.
had some information sent to me. They told me my BMI was too high.
What's
That
that?
they your body mass index.
Okay.
So they did my height and weight and told me I would not be a good candidate, and that I would have to lower my BMI in order to be able to help.
So, so you had to lower the. How you now before you donated? How'd you lower that?
I started exercising, started taking care of myself, got my diet together.
Okay.
Because I've been on, you go on those diets where you're, oh, I lose weight to look good, so I'm going to stop, and then you go right back or you put on even more. So I was like, this time's different. This time is different. I was like, I'm making a promise to myself that there
Okay.
will never be another day one.
Wow.
This
I
is
like
it.
that. I like that.
And
I,
any day that I'm, you're not feeling it, like I promise myself there will never be another day one.
so
Go
when your
out.
brother was going through, when your brother was going through all this, and you say to yourself, "I'm doing this for my brother. I'm gonna get my levels down. I'm gonna do what it takes." Um, was there a lot of stress on you at the time, like mentally, to get this done?
It was. At the time, I had all three children at home. They were
Okay.
they were in high school. They're a little bit older. So I had all three children at home. I had a marriage that was failing. that
Been there
that
twice.
did fail, but God, things happen for a reason, and no hate. Um, but a lot was going on, but I was determined. I was determined to do what I needed to do. Before I started testing for the kidney donation, I had my children all checked.
Okay.
Had all three of my children evaluated to make sure that that what my brother had going on was not hereditary,
Okay.
and that they didn't have issues.
Now, did you have a discussion with your brother and said, "This is what I'm going to do"? Like, what did he say to you?
I did call him. I got my information. Had my kids evaluated, all that good stuff, because I didn't want to say something and not be able to follow through with it.
Mhm.
Um, my brother and I have always been very close. I actually did a lot in raising him as a teenager, so it was more like my son in many
Wow.
ways. I said, your sister is going to do what she needs to do to help you. You're going to live, and you're going to live a good life.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And
So
if I
automatically,
did it for
you
you,
just
I would.
I'm
Huh?
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said, and if something happens and I'm not a match, I will do everything in my power to find you one.
Now, being a match, do you have to be assembly? You could be anybody, right? To be a match, right?
No, actually, it took close to a year of testing. We did the surgery at Ohio State University.
Okay.
I had to go through 48 different tests to become a kidney donor.
You said how many?
48.
What type of test do you go through to become a kidney donor?
You go through everything from your head to your toe. They have some that you can do that's not on site that they can send to you to do from home. And then I spent 2 days at Ohio State University getting scanned from head to toe, evaluated from head to toe. I had to go through psychological evaluations, everything.
You, wow. Now this is something I never even heard of before. I'm kind of shocked right now. You gotta go through psychological. You gotta go through all these tests to be a match for a year. Now let's go back, right? So you say, right, you're older than your brother, right? You practically raised him, right? Now, what are some of the good memories that you and your brother had?
My brother and I are always close. We did a lot of stuff together as kids: fishing, hiking. Um, older sister was into athletics and sports, and I'd take him with me and all the girls to go do stuff. picked him and his friends up. You know, they got to hang out with the older crew and had a good time. Had a good time.
Oh, I love that. Now, let's get to the part where you're cleared, you're ready to go. You took all the testing, your psychological testing, everything. You got everything ready. So you had a conversation with your brother. It's like, all right, listen, I'm coming in. I'm ready. I'm all tested. The day of the surgery, take me through that.
We had to get there the very early that morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're sitting in pre-op together. We had some of our family there. His wife was there, some of the family. And we're sitting there and we're just like, this is so surreal. And then the doctors came in and they told us, you know, that we're going to be in operating rooms right next to each other. So I'm here and they're like, there's a hallway and your brother is going to be right here. So, you know, they explained to me the procedure, how they were going to get the kidney out, walk it to the little hallway, do what they had to do with it, and then directly put it in my brother.
Wow. So it was like a quick fix. Because I know the kidneys are on your back, right? Like the back of your back?
Well, actually, they went in through the front, which you really can't even see my scar. They did such a good job.
Damn.
Right under the belly button. It's about this long.
Okay.
They cut it open. They had the robotic pieces in the abdomen. So the robotic pieces detached the kidney, closed off the vein. They did tell me there's a possibility I could bleed to death because, you know, the kidneys are on a major artery filtering. They said, you know, it's not likely to happen. We're just letting you know that you could bleed to death. I was like, okay, I'm willing to take that risk.
I got a question, right? Before you got into this, like before you went to the surgery, like, and you had 3 boys at the time, right?
2 boys and a daughter.
Okay. Your kids, your 2 sons, your daughter. How'd you tell them the news, right? And how did they react to it?
Oh, my sweet children. They're so loving and kind. I think if they were old enough, they would have thought about it themselves. They said, Mom, we understand.
Okay.
We understand. And I said I would do it for you guys in a heartbeat. I'd give you my heart if y'all needed it.
That's awesome right there. So let's get back to surgery. So they took the kidney from you, rushed it over to him. Everything's good. Now, it was a great match, no complications, none of that stuff.
No, and it started working immediately.
Nice. Yeah. I actually like that right there. So what they tell you, like, how is it to live only with 1 kidney? Is it harder? Is it going to be the same? No side effects for like the rest of your life?
Oh, part of the psychological evaluation was me I had to take a class to understand the risk and lifestyle change that I was going to have to do if I decided to go through with it. So there's definitely a lifestyle change. A majority of healthy people that donate a kidney, your other kidney takes over, grows, no issues. But there's a possibility that kidney can't take what you're doing. I believe lifestyle has a lot to do with it. Because after that surgery, I said, I've got to stay on this path because I do not want to lose my kidney. I have 1.
Wow. Wow. This, whew. So you changed your lifestyle path. Now, what was the path that did you go on? Like after that, what's now? What did you do to change it? Like, no, the diet. Now, did you start exercising again, or did you start getting into it? What did
Yeah,
you do right after surgery?
I was already into exercise before surgery.
Okay.
I was doing classes, working out in the gym some. I didn't know a whole lot then, you know, with the weight training. I was just getting into kettlebells. Um, and I fell in love with it and had a passion for it.
Okay.
And one day at the gym, she's still there now. She runs our local YMCA. She pulled me in her office. She goes, "What would you think about teaching a class?" I said, "I think that'd be great." I said that would be wonderful. I'd love to help other people.
Wow.
And then boom, it took off from there.
That's what I want to ask you. Now, before we get to that part, after your surgery, was it hard to work out?
I was so, I guess my mind was so driven at that point. Like even like hours after surgery, they had the cuffs on my legs. I was hooked up to all kinds of stuff, and I told the nurse, I said, I want to walk.
Wow.
And she goes, we'll walk you in the morning. I said, no, I want to stand up and I want to walk down. And I don't think that was the greatest idea because I don't do well with pain medicine. So I got a little sick, but still I walked up and down the hallway. Got up that morning, walked to my brother's room. Got out of the hospital, and I had to stay in Ohio for a couple months with family.
Okay.
So every day I was outside walking.
Okay. All right. So when you guys, this could be my last question on that one. When everything was done with the surgery, you guys saw each other. What was the conversation at that time when you right after the surgery? What was the conversation?
The first time that I got to see him after the surgeries when I walked to his room, because the surgery was much worse on him physically because he had to be opened a lot more than me to attach the kidney. He had to have a lot more work done than I did.
Got it.
So that next day, I was like, I want to see my brother. And he was all the way down the other end of the hall at Ohio State. So I grabbed my little pole and started walking.
I love it.
And I saw him sitting there, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but my brother hadn't been able to urinate in a couple years.
Wow.
And I saw his little bag full, and I saw him sitting there. He had good color. He wasn't gray anymore, and I just cried.
That's awesome. And you did that for him.
And then in turn, he saved my life too, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
So you saved his life. How he saved your life?
There's so many ways. Getting me started, getting myself back on track mentally and physically.
Now, the mentally and physically, that's before the surgery, before his surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable in sharing like how'd you got to how'd you even start that point?
How I started from
Like,
that point.
yeah, your mental and physical downfall. Did you feel comfortable talking about that?
I just think, I was married for 23 years and things weren't well and I had to end it. It was me that had to walk away.
I've been there. I had to do the same thing. I had to walk away. Just wasn't doing it. I totally feel you on that.
Yeah. So, that was not easy. But I said I made a promise to myself that I'm going to take care of myself and will work on myself every day.
Working on yourself is the number one thing I'm learning every day. You have to work on yourself. I've been working on myself, God, since probably I want to say I've been doing it all my life. I haven't. I ain't started working on myself till after I lost my daughter. I had to change my whole mannerism, my whole mind frame. I had to care about me, and that it made me think about all the stuff that I failed at. Like I had 2 past marriages that I had to walk away from. So I understand where you're coming from that one. So he has helped you out in so many ways, and you guys are very, very close. He saved you in many, many ways, and you saved him. Now you guys are amazing. I love that. How is he doing right now?
He's had some ups and downs. I think it was a little over a year ago, he lost the kidney I gave him, which I was mentally prepared for because they prepared me for that. With the psychological reviews and talking to the psychologists, they're like, there's a chance that it'll only last so long. There's a chance that we'll put it in and it'll fail. We need to know how you feel about that, how you're going to react to that. So they mentally prepared me for that. He felt bad. He felt like it was something he did, and it wasn't. It was medical issues that he had. And I told him, I was like, I would do it again. I was like, it saved you because he was on the brink of dying. I said, you're here today. I would do it again.
Wow.
I said,
You're
don't feel.
amazing. You're amazing. Seriously, you're amazing. And for you to go through that, wow. So, but so now he has complications now, right? But is he going to be okay, or are they going to do further testing? Can they do something else for him?
He's back on the kidney donor list. He just recently got back on, so he's passed all the evaluations that he needed to on his end to get back on that list.
Well, I hope he finds it, and I hope if somebody sees this episode, that I mean, right, they reach out to you with your information will be on the description list. And who knows, somebody might see this and they'll be like, they'll reach out like, hey, Sin, like, yo, we heard your story, like, yo, we want to help out. It's a lot of people like you out there, you know, that's willing to help, and I hope this happens for you and for him. Seriously.
Me too. They can contact me or Ohio State University. But yeah.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please contact if you know anybody, if you are interested yourself, you know, please contact her or even contact me. I'll definitely give the information over. Let's get to your fitness training here. You, young lady, tell me what made you even apply for the National Academy of Sports Medicine? Like, you said earlier, right? Like, you know, someone told you to be like, you know, what you want to teach a class and stuff like that. So, what made you apply for the NASM, the National Academy of Sports Medicine?
So I was already teaching group fitness for a while,
Okay.
and doing my work in the gym, learning as much as I could learn, working on myself, helping others. And then I had other people that were like, "Will you train me? We'll pay you to train us."
Wow.
And then I was like, I want to do this correctly. I want to make sure that I have everything in place to do it the right way. So,
Okay.
so I contacted NASM, started coursework. And I have a bachelor's of science, and it's a bachelor's of health science. So, I've already done anatomy, physiology, microbiology, all
Oh,
that
so
good stuff.
so you already have a bachelor's degree too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at you. Well, I mean, man, you got everything going for you. You got, I mean, you got your one of the top personal fitness certificates. You got a bachelor's degree, right? You look like Taylor Swift, man. You got everything going on here. I'm serious. I mean, man, you just got it made here.
Working. I'm also a school teacher too, so I teach math during the school year.
Oh, we're gonna get to everything on that this one. So let's get back to the NASM. Tell
Okay.
me about the exams first. How are the exams there?
The exams, I did a lot of studying, a lot of prep work. It was like studying for my anatomy and physiology exams in college. It was very in depth, and they make sure that you know what you're doing. And the test is super secure. So I couldn't even take my eyes away from the computer without a proctor saying, "Why are you looking over there? You can't look over there. You have to look here." Yeah.
So everything you gotta be straight on the computer.
And then, you're doing it from home, but then they make you take your camera all around the space that you have to make sure that you don't have anything set up to help you cheat and all that stuff. And I mean, it's good. I was impressed. I was like, they got this down.
So what are some of the things, if you can share, that's on the exam?
I know I can't say specifics, but there was a lot of anatomy, physiology, movement, form,
Yeah.
different clientele bases, SMART goals, things like that. Developing goals, developing plans.
And
Um,
how long does this usually take, the whole process?
you can go at your own pace, but they do give you a deadline for the test. I think it's a year, but I did it in just a couple months.
Wow. Okay.
I think
Well, okay.
it was three,
Uh,
4 months I had it done. Because once I
uh.
get like locked into something, I'm gonna work, 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 get it.
Was it easy for you or no?
I was so nervous about the test. I was so nervous about it. But I passed it first time going, so I was happy about that. I was like, I don't have to retake it.
Now, what's harder, taking tests in college or taking this test?
I think there's some equality to it. The test was challenging.
Mm,
The
mm,
test was
mm.
challenging. It reminded me of my anatomy and physiology test in college.
4 years of college, and you said you also teach math now?
I do. So I work 2 jobs.
Wow. Okay, so
Getting my
this
business
I
going.
didn't know. Go ahead. I got hair about the whole math teacher thing. I'm very fascinated about this one.
Yes, I'm a third grade math teacher. I've had a lot of training working with kids with autism
Okay.
throughout my career. STEM for science, taught science for a long time. So
Wow. Now, when you went to school, right? Did you that's what you wanted to do? That you knew you was gonna do, or when you got to college, you took up this career to get your degree in it?
when I was in college, I was actually in health science, and I just fell in love with helping kids. So I added education to that science degree.
Wow. All righty. All right. So, was you a substitute teacher at first, right? When you graduated this, or did they throw you right into a classroom?
Actually, I worked one-on-one with students with behavior and autism, with
Okay.
behavior issues and autism.
Now see that is now see. Tell me about that, right? Because I hear right, you gotta have a lot of patience. Is that
Yes,
true? Okay,
you do.
right. So tell me, how do you teach people with autism?
There is not one person with autism that is the same. Each one, you are developing an individual plan that meets their educational needs, their physical, mental needs. And from day to day, that can change.
Like, you're just. I'm trying to figure out like what have you not done? Like honestly, I'm trying to figure out. Do you even sleep?
Yeah, this chick sleeps. I mean, I go to bed and get my rest.
You sure? Because like I'm, we're like a half an hour into this. I'm like, you've done this, you've done this, you've done that. I do love this. It's crazy. So now you are a certified trainer. Now you've already done it before, right? When the lady asked you, right, to train people. I'm kind of curious. What was the first? What was it like the first time you trained a client?
Oh, and she is still my client. She is still my client. She's become such a wonderful friend. I'm actually going to her house tomorrow, but
There you go.
we're going kayaking together.
Oh, there you
Um,
go.
but she's like, I see you outside with your kettlebells on the weekends, just going at it. And she's like, it motivates me to want to do it, and I want to do it. And she's like, will you train me how to do kettlebells? I said, definitely.
Now that leads me into the next one because I was gonna talk about this first, but matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about it now. You are a kettlebell trainer. What was the fascination about kettlebells? Like, why kettlebells and not dumbbells?
Well, a friend of mine introduced me to kettlebells. We were just, at the gym kind of playing with them. She's like, yeah, I was on Instagram and checking this person out doing this. So we started playing with kettlebells a little bit, and I just fell in love with them. It was something I could do at home. It was something I could do at the gym. I could take them places with me. I love to be outside, barefoot outside.
You take them with you?
I do. I take them with me. I take them places with me.
So are you going to take them with you to kayaking tomorrow too?
No. I don't think that would work too well on the lake.
Listen, I'll tell you, if you take a video of you doing kettlebell on a kayak, you gotta post that. I gotta see that shit. I want to see that.
I would end up in the lake with alligators.
Now, this is like a regular question because a lot of people, right, like me, when I first came into the gym, I looked at the kettlebell like, what the hell is this for? And there's probably people watching. I've heard from a lot of people too, like, what do they use kettlebells for? And what's this? Why is it like a ball with a handle on it? Because I didn't know a lot about it either. So I'm going to ask you, the kettlebell expert, what are kettlebells used for?
It really depends on your goals. Kettlebells are a multifunctional tool. It just depends on your goals. Like I use them to build muscle, strength, endurance, mobility. There's also cardio involved. You're using your core the entire time of your kettlebell training. So you're using every muscle in your body. You're getting an amazing workout. And it's connecting your mind with your muscle because you have to be focused.
Because we talked before, and I told you, right, I just started with the kettlebell thing, which I actually stole. I'm watching you with it. And I told you yesterday that I almost blew my damn knee out, almost hit me in the damn knee. So I'm like, it's intriguing now, and I'm starting to get it now. You do have to focus. You have to focus like anything. It's kind of hard for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, is there any? Now you told me about the pros of it. Do you feel there's any cons of it?
The only cons would be to not get proper training. When I started, I was on it for a little bit, and I actually had a coach that's helped me, and he's absolutely amazing. He reached out to me on Instagram, and I've been watching his stuff. Amazing, amazing, amazing coach person. And such a big part of my kettlebell journey was Mavericks Fieldhouse.
Okay.
He took me in right under his wing, and his coaching was amazing. It's helped me get to where I'm at today. Met a great group of people, built that community, got into that community.
I love this. Now,
Yeah, a forever friend.
I love it. I love it. I got a fun fact for you, Taylor. I mean, Cindy. I got a fun fact. I found this. I actually looked this up. Kettlebells have their origin in Russia in the 1700s.
Yes.
Which I did not know. It was used for strength and conditioning for Russian athletes and the military. It became popular in the 1800s. I'm a stats guy, which I did not. When I looked it up, I was like, Russia, 1700s. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, way back. Yep.
Yeah, they was using it to train their athletes and get everybody ready for the military because it was like cast iron or some shit like that. And I found out that, when the Olympics came out, right, because in the very beginning, the Russians was beating everybody, especially in strength and conditioning. And they was using kettlebells in the 1900s, all the way up into the 50s. They mastered it. And then everybody was like, wait a minute, hold on, man. The Russians are doing this shit. We go jump on this shit too. So I had to find that out. I had to tell you about that little fun fact. I did not know. It was crazy. 1700s, that's nuts.
Oh, you can get any goal with kettlebells. You can reach any physical goal with them.
Now, do you not do dumbbells?
I do in the gym. I train people that are diverse in goals and training methods, depending on their goals, what they're doing. I train people that are athletes in high school all the way to people, in their 70s. So it really just depends on my client's goals. I have some, want to get into weightlifting. I do that too. I mix kettlebells in with the the weightlifting program for my people, so they are doing kettlebells. But yeah.
Now we're gonna get into your clients, and we're gonna talk about you're the owner of Build and Burn, which is I see the sign like right in back of you right there. Like, you know, I actually like that. What was the concept? Why'd you start it? And tell me what's it about.
Build and Burn's personal. It's something from my heart. The name stands for building muscle and burning through fears.
So tell me about like now this is your class, right? That you're dealing with clients, right?
Yeah, I have classes, I have personal training, I have group personal training.
Look at you. Is this so? This is all just working out. It's not just kettlebell training.
No, it's very versatile. I have many areas, depending
Okay.
on client needs.
So what was the idea? What was the point where you was like, I'm going to do my own shit. I'm gonna call it Build and Burn. What was that? What was that point where you came to? I'm doing it me.
It was August of last year. I said, you know what? I'm going to apply, and make my company official. I'm going to make this company. This is my baby. This is something I've built. This is something that has my mark, my touch for my people, and we're going to build this. And I'm going to build this.
Tell me about your clientele because I see you're very close with your clients.
I am. I am very close.
You're very passionate about when I talked to you earlier, like you're very passionate about like helping out your clients, you know, do training and fitness and stuff like that. Let's talk about that. Like let's like how you feel about your clientele.
Oh, my clientele is amazing. Amazing people. Just they know that I love them even when I'm like being very hard on them and giving them extra weights. But my clientele is very diverse. So, you know, I have people as young as 15, 16 years old, all the way through their 70s.
Right. You train athletes, all this stuff, and through the 70s and stuff like that. Now, will you have your own gym one? Do you have your own gym, or you just you work out at a gym?
I have a kettlebell gym in my house, and then I work at our local YMCA.
Okay, all right. So where do you see Build and Burn, let's say 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I was working on my SMART goals. That's a good question. So 5 years from now, I know that anybody and everybody will have access to my programs. I'm working on playing with some apps right now to get things on there for people,
Okay.
to help people with their nutrition, with their training, and also the mindset.
That's key.
I have some people that come to work out and also for their therapy session to talk.
That'll be me.
Yeah. So, you know, they're getting that talk that they need to get, but they're also working on themselves at the same time physically.
Well, the gym will do that for you, right? And I know you probably had many good conversations with your clientele because basically you're being like a psychiatrist, a trainer, you're doing it all. Like, how much does that mean to you? And with your whole journey that you went through with your brother, with your clientele now, people are coming to you, they're trusting you with their training, their bodies, and they're coming to you with their problems. What does that mean to Cindy right now?
It means the world to me to be able to be there for other people. Because I remember when I was going through my time, and we go through those times. It just depends on what life throws at us. But I'm grateful that I had my small tribe to help through that. And some of the people that come to me, I don't know if they've got that. If they need that, I'm that for them.
Really? Mm. So if somebody's out here right now, they're watching this, and right, you're based out of South Carolina, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you would say that, if they say build a burn, I don't know. What could you what kind of message can you say to people, like, you know what I mean, like build a burn is for you? What can you do? Let's sell build a burn. What can you say to people about your program or what you do for your clients and your whole setup?
Um, my build and burn for me is teaching people how to make this a lifestyle. There's no fad diet, there's no fad workout. This is about creating a lifestyle that will last you forever. Your activity will last forever. Um, this is something that you're making a lifetime plan for.
See, I love that. I gotta ask you, because you said earlier, what sports did you play in high school?
Basketball and volleyball.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, can you still do it now?
I can play a little bit of basketball and volleyball. I'm a little rusty because I don't do it all the time, but I do hit the gym sometimes and throw some hoops when there's not anybody in there.
What, was not nobody in there? You good? Now you are a certified trainer. We went through your journey. You have a great journey. You have a great system down there. I am so happy for you. I am so happy, right, that you came on. I'm so happy, right, that you told your story. Um, you know, there's one thing I forgot. Oh, back to your clients. I got one more question about your clients.
Sure.
Um, do your clients come to you and ask you like what's best for their nutrition? I don't know if you're a nutritionist as well, but do they come to you about, because they know how they say, like, what you eat is going to continue with your body, with your workout and stuff like that. Do you give advice like that, or do you tell them to
Oh,
go to a nutritionist or whatever you do?
I definitely give them advice. I did take nutrition in college. I
Oh,
do give
okay.
them advice, and nutrition's always changing, but it's your basic macros. I tell them, you've got to get your protein. I'm huge on their protein. Your protein is tremendous with your fit journey. I do calculate what they should be hitting every day. I have an app that I tell them about to watch their food. So definitely, you have to combine the nutrition with the exercise in order for it to work. Just like the old saying, you cannot outwork a bad diet. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I went through that stage where I was like, oh, I worked out, so I can just eat whatever. Guess what? There were no gains. There was no gains. So, I tell them now, I'm like, I've been there. And I think a lot of people, come to me because they know where I've been,
Mhm.
especially the locals. They remember when I was that unhealthy girl or woman. They've watched my transformation.
How do you feel about that? From your transformation from being that unhealthy girl to Cindy Fit now?
I'm proud of myself. I was able to stick to a promise and still sticking to that promise that I made myself. I'm proud of her because if I was thinking about, I was like, if I could go back and tell her, if me now would go back and see the old me,
Mhm.
my old me would be like, yeah, okay.
It's not going to work right now. It's not
Did
going to
it,
happen.
but
Yeah,
she did it.
she did it. So if you would, since you brought that up, what would be one thing you would tell her? Just one, not a whole thing, just one thing. What would you tell her?
And this is what I tell my clients when they start. When they talk to me, that first consultation, I said, there's one thing I want you to do. I want you to love yourself through this process. I want you to look in the mirror, tell yourself every day that you love yourself and you're amazing and you're beautiful. I said, do not look in the mirror and pick apart yourself. Every day you look in the mirror and you love yourself. I said, because today's another day that you showed up to work on yourself.
I like that. That brings me back to the question I asked you yesterday. You remember I asked you yesterday? I'll repeat it. If you met yourself as a trainer, what would you tell yourself? You're taking you. You're being trained by you. What would you do? The way you are now, what would you do? What would you tell? How would you train? What would you do?
So if I met myself, repeat that again. I'm sorry.
If you met yourself right now, you training yourself, how would that be?
I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. And I'd be excited, like, especially if I've met somebody that had been on this journey, they've been in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my clients, I'm like, I've been in your shoes. I've been there. I get it. Now I'm going to help you cross over that bridge and get to the other side. If you work with me, you've got to do your part. I'm here to help you with this part, but now I'm putting responsibility on you to do your part.
So let's flip that. You now, your past self comes in, your unhealthy self comes to you now. You're training that person now. What do you think it would have been like? How hard would you go? Because you tell me, right, that people are scared of you. Now you're training yourself now.
I've had people like want to come to, or they would come to the kettlebell class and see me in there and be like, I don't know if I'm staying. But and they'll tell me that and they'll joke about it and they're like, yeah, we stayed, we loved it. I was a little scared at first, a little intimidated because I know how hard you go. But
Would your past you stayed?
would I stay?
Would your past you stayed? It was right in
My
front of
past
you
me,
right now. Would it stayed?
it would have probably been scared and in the back corner. Because when I started my fitness classes, I was always in the back when I first started. And I was quiet. Imagine me quiet. I went through a quiet.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But it didn't take long to feel that community and family.
I love that. Like, but let me end it on this one right here. Why? You said that you are intimidating to some of your clients. Why do you think you are? But besides the going hard,
Well,
is there
they
something else?
tell me, and I'm
That's
just
it.
like,
That's it. Tell you.
I don't feel like I'm intimidating.
No.
I talk to everybody, but they're like, yeah, we see what you do. We see you in here working. And one of the guys is like, he's like, I was going to come tell you hi, but it didn't look like it was the time. He goes, you had that look.
So you give this certain facial expression, right?
I guess when I'm like in the middle of my grind, I've got my headphones in, I'm like completely zoned into what I'm doing. I don't know nothing around what's going on around me.
Yeah, because I tell you right now, I saw your battle ropes one, and your face would look like he's about to kill somebody. Like you was like, I mean, like, what the hell?
You're at war.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, I will let you know how she is. Because me and this young lady, she's going to train me one day in kettlebells if I don't injure myself.
You will not. I'll show you the right way. I'll show you the right way.
So she's going to train me. Now, before we sign off on this, Cindy, we're going to play a little game here to end it off right. It's just 10 questions. You got plenty of time to think about it. Tell me what you think. Okay. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
What's 3 words that best describe you now? 3 words.
Kind, compassionate, and strong.
All right. What was the most humbling moment in your life so far?
Sacrificing my life for a loved one. It changed me. It changed me forever.
I see.
Yeah.
Whose advice do you value the most?
I don't think there's one particular person or thing
Well, people.
or people.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you learn you're taking in from a lot of different areas and aspects.
Okay. If you can learn one skill instantly, what would that be?
One skill instantly.
Mm-hmm. Singing.
I know. Singing. I do sing some karaoke. I'm going today. I'm going
Oh my God.
I'll sing a Taylor Swift song for you.
There you go.
Um, if I could do it instantly,
Mm-hmm.
I have thought about martial arts. Thought
Okay.
about getting into it a little bit.
So basically, right, you're gonna be working out hard and whipping everybody's ass at the same time.
That's right. My own weapon.
All right. What song would make the best theme music for you?
Lord.
You got time. What song would be the best theme music for you?
I'm so used to looking at my playlist.
I know what mine is. I already know mine is.
My playlist is not for the faint of heart.
Hey, neither is mine. Neither is mine.
All right. Can we come back to that one? Because I have to think a minute.
Okay.
Probably, I don't know, Savage maybe?
Hey, that be your theme song by Savage?
No, I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Okay, there you go. What's a certain music or artist you get hyped up to while working out or driving? That should help you out.
Lord, do I really want to share like during my really like crazy lifts?
You said that you said you're open book.
Joyner Lucas.
Who?
Joyner Lucas when I was like a crazy lift.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like whatever.
Huh?
So what was you listening to on the battle ropes?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what I'd listen to.
Because you was intense on that one.
It was either like Bone Thugs and Harmony or Joyner Lucas. Or like Cardi B or something. But
Oh
that was
Lord.
hardcore. That was more like the Lucas or Bone Thugs and Harmony or something.
All right. What was your first job? Your first job?
I think I was 14. It was at Arby's.
God, like who hasn't been? You the third person that said that. It's crazy. Everybody works for Arby's. I worked at McDonald's. All right. Here go one for you. This is almost the same. What's one word that describes your past?
Oh, just put it in one word.
Got you thinking today.
One word.
Yep.
Journey.
Tough one. Journey? Okay.
It's been a
That's the
journey.
word? Journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Something you thought was true, but it wasn't.
Lord, I Google everything and look up everything. I'm trying to think. Because if something I feel is not true, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to fact check it. Check it.
Mine was, I thought for years, right, that my vote mattered. But it all comes down to electoral.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is so true. That is.
I was like, all right, yes. I was like, no, I'm gonna ask somebody that question too. See what they think. Something you thought it was true but wasn't.
Oh, that was true, but wasn't.
Some of you thought it was true.
Oh, about being fit, you had to be in like a strict calorie deficit, and I'm like, shoot, I'm eating more than I ever have, and I'm like in the best shape of my life.
There you go.
I was like, this chick eats. When people are like, oh, you're little, you probably don't eat it. I was like, shoot, you want to see me eat?
Here's the last question for you. I want you to think about this one. If you could ask your future self one question, what would it be? The future Taylor. What would it be? One question.
How far are you going to take it?
All right. Did you come up with that song, the theme song yet?
Like the personal theme song, or for
Yeah.
my personal theme song?
Yeah. Come on.
I'm trying to think. There was one I was joking around with one of my clients. I said was my theme song, and I'm trying to remember what song it was. I listen to a ton of music.
Yeah, so do I.
Ton of music.
Mine would be by Tupac, Me Against the World.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mine's for a reason. Long story.
Trying to think. One that comes to mind is Badass Woman. I can't remember who it's by. Badass Woman.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the person, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then also like I'm Just a Girl. It's like mocking what people think that a woman should be.
I can so picture you. I can picture you being that way. I can't be. I'm starting to. After this conversation, I'm starting to read a lot about you, which I fucking love it. Because you know what I'm learning today is I think you are. I don't know if you're gonna understand this. Comfortable but uncomfortable being real.
Yeah.
Just a real person. Just real shit.
It's real. It's real.
It's
Certain
just,
topics I'm a little careful because I'm out of respect for my children. But
yeah, absolutely. Now, Cindy, we're gonna take it home today. I want you to give the final message about everything we talked about today. But let's give someone about what you've been through. Let's give a message out to the people. You can do anything, basically, what you have overcome. If somebody's watching, they heard your story, your personal journey, which I'm like, from being a kidney donor, from your own ups and downs with weight, to being a teacher, a third grade teacher, have one of the best certificates in training. You put yourself in a certain goal, a certain mind frame that you're going to do it. What's your message to that person out there that might be watching?
to those that are out there watching, you can do it too. I was at a point in my life where I didn't think I could do it. I had to change my mindset. I had to make a promise to myself. I had to value myself. And no matter what, not let anybody get in your way. You're going to have people that are going to try and stop you. People are going to try and delay you. You're going to have things that are going to happen in your life that's going to try and put a roadblock up. Don't let it stop you.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen? She did not let it stop her. Cindy, you have an amazing story. It's probably more to it, but for what you have overcome, especially with your brother, and you said you would do it again. I admire that. I respect that. You're a very busy woman. Having like one of the best certificates in all the lands, certified training. You have a college degree. You're a third grade teacher with kids with autism. That's wow. Like, mad respect to you, and seriously, what you do is amazing. You have a great clientele. Everybody loves you, even though why you give all the mean faces and stuff like that. So, and again, ladies and gentlemen, please comment and tell me she don't look like Taylor Swift. I'm gonna keep on saying this. She look like Taylor Swift. Cindy, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
And I, you know what I mean? And I can't wait to train, ladies and gentlemen. This covers it for this week on Let's Talk About It. We will see you next week, and I will give you a future update of my condition after I can't walk anymore, after I train with this young lady. So I'll get with y'all later. Everybody have a good day. Peace. See, this young lady makes it look too easy. Okay, wow, you showed me what, 2 exercises already? Mm-hmm. All right, almost got my balls clipped. So, what she does is legit. And please tell me she'll look like Taylor Swift. And I'll see her in person. All right, it's like Taylor 2.0. So, that's just one part right there. We'll keep on going, and see you next. See the next thing. Here with Taylor Swift, Cindy Mary. I am beat up. Y'all saw what we did. It's amazing. This young lady is good at what she do. I'm beat up, I'm sore. I got hit in the nuts twice. I got hit in the mouth. And she did,
I didn't beat her up.
and she did everything amazing. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode. I'm glad you enjoyed this part of it. Thank you to my guest, Cindy. She's the best kettlebell trainer and also school teacher. Oh, yeah. She is the best, and Taylor Swift lookalike. See you next week on Let's Talk About It.
Thank you for watching the show. Please like, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned next week for another exciting episode on Let's Talk About It.